Welcome back to my walkthrough for Resident Evil Remastered, my friends. In the previous segment we cleared out the residence and now we're going to head back to the main mansion. And in the main mansion we are going to open the doors that were previously locked with the helmet key. I recommend that you carry your magnum with you as you leave the residence. And you might want to take one of the blue herbs that are located in the corner of the residence, because snakes will be falling from the sky once again and they are highly poisonous and it's very hard to dodge all of them. In fact, I think I'm going to shoot a couple of them just to be on the safe side. So let's head to the main mansion now.
This is Brad. Come in, S.T.A.R.S Alpha Team. Come in.
This is Jill.
Does anybody hear me?
I hear you, Brad. Over.
S.T.A.R.S Alpha Team. Bravo Team. It doesn't matter. Respond. I repeat, this is Brad.
Brad? Brad!
This is Brad. If you can't answer me, somehow give me a sign.
Jill to Brad. Can you hear me? Brad! Brad! Shit. It's broken.
Okay, so we need to find a way to alert Brad to our presence, but we can only do that much later on in the game. So let's just keep heading back to the main residence. As we cross this area there are two dogs here now, but we can outrun them into the elevator, though I am going to shoot this dog right here because I will be coming back. I feel bad for shooting him, but I need to clear a path a little bit later on. You don't really need to shoot him, you can dodge them, but just to be on the safe side. And now this is the tricky section in this part in my opinion. As you can see there are snakes falling from the sky and there's one standing right in front of you. Shoot it, it's very easy to miss it because that one will most likely always hit you, and even a single bite from one of these snakes can poison you. And if you don't have any blue herbs in this part, you might be in a little bit of a predicament. So make sure you always shoot that one. In fact, you can shoot all of them. The shotgun should at least take care of 2 or 3 at the same time. If you feel more comfortable shooting them all, then feel free to do so. You can pass these dogs before they have time to do anything. Look at him, he was just barking at me. It really is pointless to kill them. And now, as we enter this area, Barry has once again left a little bit of ammunition for us. He's a great guy, he really is. Unfortunately with Chris we won't be as lucky. And if we are playing on true survival difficulty, instead of grenade rounds you'll find shotgun shells here. So thank you very much, Barry. And as we step out of this room we're going to equip our magnum and get ready for a little fight, nothing special. Let's get the magnum ready and let's step inside. Okay, here comes the first hunter in the game. Usually one magnum shot does them in, sometimes you might have to fire 2. In certain sections of the mansion you'll find these hunters. There were other areas where there were zombies, now there are hunters, and that's why I told you that in certain areas it's okay for you to shoot the zombies because they won't repopulate. And now we're going to wait for that hunter up there to jump down, here he comes, and shoot him in the back. Sometimes it takes 2 shots to take him down, but as you can see, really simple here. Just wait there and that hunter will always jump down. And now what we're going to do is dispose of a few items. and I'm going to be using my grenade launcher as my main weapon for this next part. We'll be battling Dion, the giant snake, in a little bit and avenge Richard. It's finally time. But for this section, all I need is the grenade launcher. However, I will take my shotgun shells with me, because we will be finding a lot of shotgun shells along the way. So might as well keep collecting them and keep them all together. So we're going to head towards this section of the mansion now. This is the room where you can get the second floor map. I'm not going to get it right now, but you need to lit the fireplace and place a wood carve above the fireplace in order to obtain the second floor map. And now we need to solve this puzzle right here. What we're going to do is drag this statue across the room. As you can see, the walls are closing in on us, but we're going to drag the statue all the way to the end of the room, and then we're going to quickly turn around, press a switch in the room that is now revealed since the walls moved, and then we have just enough time to turn back around and push the statue to the side, and that will reveal a new path. But we need to do this fast enough, otherwise the walls will start moving forward again and we'll have to repeat the process. And this opens the secret passage. Let's just get the dagger here, and now we're going to jump down. Pick up the book, don't forget to pick up the book. And there's a file here. This file contains the last moments of George Trevor's life. Apparently, he essentially ended up dying of starvation, which is tragic. And just before he died, he also found out that his wife and daughter were also in this mess. He didn't have a peaceful death now, did he? Then again, he was responsible for designing this entire mansion, because George Trevor is the architect of the mansion. So even if he didn't quite knew what he was getting himself into, he designed the traps that ended up killing him. Unfortunately, his daughter and his wife apparently had to suffer a lot more than him. Lisa, as you know, was used to experiment on by Umbrella. So she's still walking around the mansion, looking for her parents. Rather tragic. Now as we head down, let's get our grenade launcher ready. You can dodge this area before any of the spiders attack you. However, in the corner of this room there are a few shotgun shells, which I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it to pick them up. So we're going to prepare our grenade launcher and kill this spider that jumped to the floor, and we can avoid the other two. Let's shoot the spider. Should take 2 grenade launcher shots. There we go. The spider's down. And let's dodge this one. I know they're rather creepy, I know, but as you can see, we can easily pass by them. And in here there are 2 zombies approaching us, one from each side. I am going to dispose of them because these walls are a little bit tight. You know, these corridors are a little bit tight, so it's easier for me to just shoot them. Plus I won't have to come back here anyway, so it doesn't matter if they turn to crimson heads or not. And we're going to switch the fuse of the elevator. And now we're going to head towards the kitchen area. There's a handgun magazine on this desk right here, but you didn't need the handgun at the start of the game, and you most certainly don't need it now. In fact, in this section, this is probably the section where you have to use the most ammunition, this area and the laboratory, and that's why it's so important to save ammunition up until this point in the game, because if you waste all of your ammunition shooting everything that moves in the earlier parts of the game, you will reach this area without any ammunition and then you'll be in trouble. So that's why more often than not it's better to dodge your enemies rather than confront them, because this isn't Call of Duty, this is Resident Evil. You actually need to be careful with the ammo that you use. Otherwise you won't have any ammo left by the time you reach the end of the game. So let's go through this room, pick up a few more acid rounds and shotgun shells. Sometimes I believe instead of the acid rounds you can find magnum rounds on the ground, but the shotgun shells are always going to be there. And let's pick up the battery, and now we're going to take care of the snake. To the other side of the elevator there's only a zombie and a few plants, so you really don't need to go to the other side, plus the doorknob that leads to the library section is broken, so you mandatorily need to go through this door. Remember that in this section right here there's a crimson head, the crimson head that we previously encountered. Let's take down this zombie. And you can see the crimson head in the mirror, so just point at him and shoot it. One shot should do him in. Sometimes it might take 2 shots, but usually 1 shot does him in. And there's another zombie here. Oh, he survived the first shot, so let's shoot him again. I could have probably dodged him, but I really don't need the standard ammunition for the grenade launcher at this point. So it really doesn't matter. Plus, a little bit further on, I'm going to be collecting a few more grenade launcher standard shells. So now let's go through this door, and it's time to avenge Richard. The yawn is going down. Let's just prepare the acid rounds. Very powerful weapon against the snake, and let's do this. I know it's right behind me. Let's fire 2 shots right here and quickly turn around and head back down. You need 4 to 5 shots to finish her, so move forward a little bit and wait here, and as soon as you see its head, start firing again. If I pointed up, 4 shots would have been enough because I would have hit its head, but 5 shots finished it, so it was actually pretty easy. So Richard is avenged. Are you in there, Richard? Maybe if I cut it open, Richard is still alive somehow, who knows. Then again, maybe he was pooped out already. Oh well. If you're in there, Richard, you've been avenged. That's all you need to know. So pick up this book. And now we can step out. There's nothing to do in this room. The snake will just stay here. In the original Resident Evil game, after Jill finishes off the snake starts melting away, and Barry gets into the room, and Barry says to Jill, "Jill, have you found anything interesting?" And Jill is standing by a carcass of a melting snake. And apparently that's not interesting enough for Barry, but you know, it's one of those things. Barry doesn't appear here in the remake, so... Though I think they should have included that scene in the game just for fun. So now we're going back to the room where we got the serum for Richard. I'm going to dispose of a few items. And after that we're going to take care of the last 2 doors that we need the helmet key for. And after we do that, the mansion section of the game is pretty much going to be over. after this we'll go to the tunnels. Let's just switch our items here a little bit. I don't need the battery right now, so let me store this. Let me store both books as well. The acid shells I don't need. I don't need the magnum, but I do need the shotgun. It's going to come in handy in a little bit. And now we're going back up the stairs, and we're going to open another door with the helmet key. So in this room we have to solve a small puzzle. There's an eagle statue that follows your movement as you move across the room. And we need to collect a yellow gem and a red gem. So what we need to do in order to obtain both of them is lure the eagle to one of the sides and then quickly move to the other side and pick up the jewel. Let the eagle follow you and then go back to the other side and pick the second jewel. If you wait too long and wait for the eagle to follow you all the way, then the jewels will get stuck and you won't be able to pull them out. So apparently in this file we learned that we're being manipulated. I'm sure that at this point a lot of us already suspected that was the case, but nonetheless we are being manipulated, and apparently someone in S.T.A.R.S is a traitor. Gee, I wonder who, right? So quickly pick up the yellow gem, take it out, and now let's jump back to the ground, wait for the eagle to lock on the other side, and now quickly move towards the other side and we'll be able to pull the red jewel. And that's all that we need to do in this room, so let's get out of here. And now we're going to head back down. Yeah, that happened. But it's pointless to take care of these two hunters since we don't have to cross this area again. So you might as well just leave them alive because you will need the magnum bullets that you have left, so don't bother shooting those two hunters. And now we're heading to this room just to make a little detour because you really didn't think that I'd forget to pick up this file. Probably the most iconic file in Resident Evil, the Keeper's Diary. This diary describes the life of the dog keeper, and it shows the evolution of the virus, and he starts losing his mind as the days pass. It's probably a really funny file. What happens afterwards isn't as funny, but have your shotgun prepared. Probably not the best idea not to feed the dogs since they started feeding on people to compensate, so nice job there, Keeper. So now we know at least how the dogs escaped and are running wild in the forest. So we can see here how the virus takes over the host and how you end up becoming a zombie. Itchy tasty. And look at this. There's the keeper, at least I think it's the keeper. Point up and let's take him out of his misery. There's another zombie who gets up here, but again we can dodge him. I do feel that in the original this scene was a lot more tense because you didn't expect to see a zombie coming out of the closet. And in here you clearly know that something's going to happen because you see the closet doors moving. But in the original you don't expect it, and all of a sudden, while you're inspecting the desk, a zombie comes out, and it was a frightening moment, no doubt. At least the first time I played, I was like, what? And immediately turned off my Sega Saturn and once again ran out of the room. I did that a lot the first time I played Resident Evil. So I picked up the blue gem. That blue gem was in the statue in the upper floor, but when you come back to the mansion, someone or something has knocked the statue down, so you can just go back to the dining room and pick it up. I'm either thinking that it was either Barry or a hunter, who knows. They just wanted to help me out. And now we're going to insert the yellow gemstone and the blue gemstone in the tiger's eyes. You need to insert the yellow gemstone in order to collect a modisc, which we'll use to save Chris later on. And we're going to insert the blue gemstone, which is optional, to collect a few more shotgun shells. At this point I really don't need to worry all that much about saving ammo because I have plenty of ammo. Nonetheless, better be safe than sorry here. But yeah, in a normal run you'd need all the ammunition that you can get, so it's always nice to have a few extra rounds. And now we're going to open the last door, which requires the helmet key. After that we can dispose of the helmet key. And after that this section is going to be over and we'll leave the mansion. Very easy to dodge that zombie. You can easily pass him before he has time to turn. And now let's step out and back to the main hall. I wonder who lit all these candles. I mean, it couldn't have been a zombie, but someone had to have been doing it. It's hard to imagine that these candles would have been burning for over a month now, since it's been over a month since the last survivor in the mansion was alive. But nonetheless, it's a little bit intriguing how all these candles are lit. Maybe it's Lisa who goes around lighting candles, maybe. Or maybe it's Wesker, who knows. Then again, Wesker wasn't in the mansion in the first place, so it couldn't have been him. It's very intriguing, no doubt. Maybe it's the friendly zombie that we encountered on part 3 of the walkthrough. He seems like the kind of guy who would do that. So now let's prepare our shotgun again. That file was referencing the wardrobe room where you can change the character's costumes, but you can't access it in your first run of the game. You need a special key to do it, so we don't need to worry about it now. And now we're going to collect that box that you see on my side right here. Let's pick it up. And we're going to insert the red gemstone in the box. And now we need to solve a small puzzle. We need to organize these pieces so that they all fit in the umbrella symbol. And only then will we be able to open the box. So first we need to place this piece right here. We need to turn them around sometimes to get them to fit perfectly. And this puzzle can be a little bit annoying because if you don't align them perfectly, then not all pieces are going to fit and you'll have to remove them and do it again, which can be a little bit troublesome. Now let's pick up this small piece right here and we're going to turn it around. There we go. And now let's pick up this piece, turn it around again, and let's see if it fits. It's not fitting perfectly. No, there we go. And now let's just adjust its position. And now all that we need to do is place this last piece in the center and we should be good. It fits, awesome. And we gain another emblem key. So now we're going to turn around and we're going back to the main hall, and the mansion is done for. We will have to come back here and so that we can move to the next area, but really for the most part the mansion is cleared, so we've got nothing to worry about. We're going to head through this door. If you went through the other door, you'd have to battle dogs and a crimson head and even a hunter, I believe. So it's better to take this route, plus this route is faster anyway. And we're going back through the painting room. And we're going to use this key to unlock the last door in the mansion, but I'm not going to enter that door quite yet. I just want to get rid of the key because I won't need it, and I'll enter that room to collect a crest that's inside it when I come back from the caves. So let's just unlock the door. There's no further use for the key, and let's get rid of it. And you know, I just remember that Barry even fixed this door for us. He's such a nice guy. I mean, can you imagine Barry with a hammer and nails fixing the door while zombies were walking around him? It can't be easy. You have to give the guy some credit. Anyway, this is going to conclude this section of the walkthrough, my friends. Thank you so much for all the comments and likes. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy with the reception that my walkthrough has been getting. It makes me really happy. And part 6 will be available shortly. We are getting closer to the end of the game, so it's almost time to announce the winners of my giveaway as well, but that's for a little bit later on. So thank you so much for watching and take care, my friends.